they're not with us. But nonetheless, I do have someone special with me. That will be CrashOBS. You hear that?
Yeah, it's me. I sound a bit different now. Sound a bit better. Had a bit of a cold last Saturday or Sunday, was it? Or, I don't remember. One of those 2 days. Getting a bit better. I can probably talk a little bit more without feeling a little bit of pain. So there you go. You're gonna have to deal with my annoying voice tonight. So I hope you guys enjoy that one.
I'm sure we absolutely will. Well, guys, this is the Events Overtime Round 5, the Journeyman League, and tonight it will be a best of 1. The map will be Icebox, and it is between Nebula versus Ooga Booga. The teams that are already ready, Nebula starting on the attack, and on the defense, Ooga Booga. And the teams, they are hitting the R. And Crash, tell me, what do you know about Icebox, really?
Wait, we on Icebox?
Yeah, it is Icebox. I thought it was the center first.
Oh, alright, look. I thought it was the center as well, but now we're going on Icebox. I think the oh god, I need to fuck. The one thing, right, that we need to be keeping in mind is we're playing on the latest patch. That means Viper's been buffed, and I'm gonna assume both these teams are gonna pull out that Viper, right? Maybe not. Okay, Minimize is hovering. Alright, look, man. Well, I thought that might be the case. Doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. So Viper, I guess, doesn't suit everyone's playstyle on this map. The map is pretty wide open, though her wall does cut off quite a lot of the map. So there is quite a bit of value in it. Outside of that, though, I mean, just looking at these comps, the side of Ooga Booga, it's pretty standard. It's like a really standard NAS comp that we're seeing being run right now. I mean, we have the Astra there, so generally you'd see the Omen over that slot there, but since we are allowed to play, well, the teams are allowed to play Astra in this tournament, they are going to probably be opting for that, considering it's a new agent as well. The counterplay isn't already found. Oh, there's probably some counterplay that's been found, but especially if you're versing a new agent and that team has put time into that agent, they're going to get a good amount of value out of it early on, providing they know what they're doing, right? The rest of the comp is pretty standard. Server's interesting. One thing to note is we're not seeing the likes of a Killjoy on this map. Killjoy's got quite a decent amount of value there, but the one issue with Killjoy is that server completely hard counters her on this map. Really easy to just throw one shockmount down. You're generally going to take out a lot of her util if you know what she's playing. These comps are both really interesting. They're both opting for the double duelist. We're seeing no raise on the side of Nebula there, and we are going to be seeing Dragon pick up that Reyna. One thing to note is there's quite literally 0 flashes on Ooga Booga's side. So an agent like Reyna on Nebula's side is going to be very powerful here, especially when the map, that B site in particular, is extremely open. So a singular layer from her is going to be able to blind quite a few players. So I'm really interested to see how they do pilot that Reyna, since there can be quite a lot of value associated with her. Outside of that, comp's pretty standard. Double server, something I wouldn't say you really see all too often in OC. I think it's more like there's double duelists with like the Killjoy, Sage, Viper / Omen / Astra in the back. That's generally like what's very standard. So I'm happy to see that we are seeing a bit of variance here. Regardless of that, they're a pretty standard setup. I'm curious to see how Noz is actually going to be looking to hold down this B site, Solar as an Astra, since she does act like a pseudo Sentinel. The one thing that you're going to be lacking from using the Astra is that passive info gathering, which you get from the likes of something like the Cypher or Killjoy. Just putting that util down, and it will get the info for you, right? So I'm really interested to see what Noz is going to be doing this, especially when it does seem there's going to be a 5-man push coming down towards him.
Yeah, well, Noz, he's going to have a tall task ahead of him, but already utility is down, and that smoke as well covers so much positioning. It's just paranoia. They have to check what's under the smoke, what's around it. Nebula, nonetheless, there's a 5-man stack. They are going to be aggressing onto B. 3 players of Ooga Booga already rotated over, and the wall comes up for the plant. Suave about to stick it down. Part of it already gets destroyed. That's a huge vulnerability. Panic just one-shots them. 2, he takes down Dragon. 3 players standing of Nebula. Panic is still going on a roll here. Almost a headshot. Yes, he does get rolls before he falls. Minimize on a trade back, but Nebula, half the manpower currently of Ooga Booga. This isn't exactly how they pictured the pistol round starting off. The spike as well is in the hands of Minimize, but the sights looks pretty impossible to take right now, Crash.
I mean, the only issue here is how they could.
Oh my god, Minimize picks up 2!
Take it from me,
a triple kill! Jesse helps him out against Noz. It's all down to Gamma now. A full 180 of the events on this round. I can't believe that just happened. Minimize and Jesse, they brought things back. Gamma with the Sheriff. He goes down to Jesse. Minimize. Holy moly, triple kill just to give his team the win. Bring things back. That was ridiculous, Crash. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's just 1 or 2v4. They just won a 2v4, and the only reason they won that 2v4 is because the side of Ooga Booga got extremely lazy and just did not want to play out the rest of the round patiently, right? We saw the swings into Minimize's crosshair. He capitalized on that. He took both of them down, and as soon as that hit, it was a 2v2 situation, so the numbers are extremely fair. Insane plays from Minimize though, and Panic himself, like, you gotta talk about Minimize there, but you also gotta talk about Panic. He got 3 Deagle shots to open that round up for his team, and that also made it really one-sided though, but then Minimize, I mean, it's just jet diff at the end of the day, both 3Ks for them, and it already looks like we're gonna be seeing another very fast B push.
Nebula, you see Dragon, he's already invested hard into the Vandal narrowly takes a damage from Panic with the Marshal there. Panic still holding down his angle. He landed some pretty sick shots in the previous round. Can he do it again? Nebula, they're rotating off of B, leaving only Suave on site to act as bait. While Nebula, they're rotating over to the A site. Ooga Booga, no one present on the opposite side of the map. However, it's dead silence right now, and I do think both teams are starting to be wary of what might be happening.
Oh, Dragon can find a bunch of kills here.
He could, but he does get one. Myth is already there to challenge him, and everyone's rushing him at once. Dragon, another headshot. This misses out of the dodge. Fantastic usage of utility. And Ooga Booga, they've lost 2 players mid. Haven't managed to get a single trade coming their way. Dragon, hungry and thirsty for more. Nerox, along with his teammate Myth, trying to go for a flank at this point. Panic with the Marshal, still looking to get a pick or do some damage. Help out his teammates with the Classic, but don't really think this round will swing their way because there's a triple stack. Firing squad, aiming down B long right now. Myth and Nerox, exit frags, damage, best thing they can hope for.
I mean, what do you do here? Oh, okay, never mind.
My
Max
God.
actually open up. Completely missed that kill because I didn't realize it'd be swinging into him like that. Regardless of that, almost finds a second one, and they are going to be exiting towards that CT side or the defender's spawn side. That's really good from Dragon to be able to at least get through initially there. I was going to praise him a little bit more, but it does look like he went down in the end, and there you go, minimizing.
Oh.
Never mind. So, look, if this was normal circumstances, this would be fine. One thing I forgot to touch on in the round prior is the fact that the buys on the side of Nebula, they all bought rifles.
Yeah.
None of them actually decided to opt for something like a Spectre, which makes sense on this map. Because the range, especially if they're also opting to go B at the start of the round, they need that range advantage. You want to make sure you can at least fight the pistols and you know you're going to win those fights. Because, I mean, obviously, you take the range fights. But now, we are going to be seeing Minimize pop the knives here, and the rest of the team will have these rifles. Panic's also going to be doing the same on the flip side, as he does look to get quite aggressive here at the start.
No charges left.
He doesn't even have an updraft. He gets revealed as a full 4th stack around his head. Minimize going for 1, takes down Gamma. Still Gretchen onto the side. Nerox and Myth trying to set up a crossfire of sorts. Minimize, he doesn't check his corner. Will get taken down easy peasy. But Nerox, there's a whole task and a half ahead of him, will go down. Nebula, they swarm the A site, taking it. Myth takes 1 before going down. All down, Nas by himself, 1 on 3. Has limited utility to work this. And the odds definitely not stacked in his favor. Dragon, first player on engagement, might get this headshot. Indeed, he does get the headshot. Nas goes down. Nebula, they lose 2 rifles. 3 players standing. 3-0 on the board.
What you want to see, especially on the attacking side of Icebox, it can be quite difficult to be able to get a lot of the spike. Well, the spike down quite a bit, right? If you're going towards A, that's generally like the default go-to. Oh, we're just going to keep busting A every round, and then we're going to go for the random go B strat. It's good to see that they condition them early with the double B take. Alright, well there you go, Minimize, wasting an updraft early, as you do. He does also pull out the operator, but regardless of that, it's really good that they're conditioning them to respect the B push, and they decide to switch it up on that buy round and completely change the tempo. They want to control the game early, which is really good. Myth is going to be creeping up here. Maybe gets checked by the owl drone. Alright, there you go.
Oh, don't check it, don't check it!
But
Myth, he does get 1 tray back onto Dragon, and we saw Minimize there doing the Michael Jackson back lean. Doesn't quite escape, but his teammate was there to get back to the kill. Suave being patient, catches Nerox on the mid push. And now, once again, Ooga Booga down a few players. Inferior guns. Suave looking to pick up another kill onto Panic. All down to the lucky last Gamma by himself. Only a Marshal. Minimize. Watching the angle like a hawk. I don't like Gamma's chances in this. But he might should catch a player off guard. Misses the shot. Rolls does not miss.
what just happened there? His crosshair just shook everywhere. He might have gotten scared. I have absolutely no idea. Regardless of that, really good that they kept on to basically all their members there. I believe they only lost 1, if not none. In that round.
One. Lost 1. But
only 1.
I do think actually that who was it? Gamma in that situation, he ran out of mouse pad. That's why he was giving a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's a good answer for that. 4-0 up there. Res is available, and Jesse is one off the ultimate alongside Rolls, so there's definitely some tools available or coming up. Narx and Myth on the flip side with their own ultimates coming up very shortly as well. So I'm curious if they do play for some of these ultimates. Dragon here is going to be going for a bit of an A lurk. Think he can get something done early whilst the team does apply pressure towards B, but he is walking into Narox and Panic here.
Oh, Dragon, just the player difference. Manages to win the engagement, even though he was getting shot at first. Noz and Gumma on the left side, minimized. He's already holding the angle. Misses a rare shot. Draft, trying to get a high positioning. I love this angle. Noz, he might not even be aware. Gumma smartly does back off. 2 players behind Orange, and Minimize looking to pick up at least 1 kill in this situation. They're gonna have to peek at some point.
Wait, he gets out.
Oh, wow. And Gumma just taking advantage of, timing, manages to push away. Noz, that's a huge firing squad staring him down if he does decide to peek. Still holding his ground steady. And Myth on the early rotation. Suave again being so sneaky. Catches one. Noz onto Jesse. And the TP over to the A site. Nebula, they know it's clear. Suave still on the flank. And Dragon, 1v2 potential at this point. Huge flick onto Noz. Getting almost another. Gumma will win out, but 1v3. Post plant. Spike is down. And there's 3 players on all parts of the map. About to pinch him in. Minimize. Aims down sides. And misses a rare shot. Wide swing from Gumma. I guess he wasn't expecting it. Satchel out. And Suave and Dragon. Well, Swap on the res zone's a Dragon, actually, but it was Rolls who got the kill. The kill feed there confused me for a little bit. But I can't believe it. Right now, Nebula, 5-0. Ooga Booga, Crash. This is a team that's a stacked, players. And something just isn't working. Maybe it's the map.
Maybe it's the map, maybe it's the comp. In my eyes, it comes a bit all over the place. I still don't know how I feel about Astra as an agent on this map. Granted, we have barely any sample size, so it's really really difficult to come up with an idea on what map she's actively good on there. But regardless, I just don't think that I don't know, the way they approach isn't just the way that you want to be seeing right now. They're really giving up a lot of map control early, and they're dying to these random angels that shouldn't be happening generally. Swab with 1 there is going to be able to find the opening.
Yep, and
Gumma
Gumma
is probably going to get taken down. And never mind.
Gumma, he does manage to pick up Minimize, and look, the aggressive push coming up from Ooga Booga leaves Noz by himself now. 1-4 odds. Jesse with the recon arrow might spot him out. Does manage to save the operator without getting scanned as well. But I think the jump may have been heard. As you can see, players are all grouping around, trying to get the pick onto Noz. They want him to save Minimize's operator. Jesse might be the first to peek, but Dragon's making so much noise. Ducking away. Suave. Oh, I thought he was going to get shot, but the strafe shot onto Noz. Clean headshot. 3 kills gone his way. Nebula 6-0 at this point. This is crazy, Crash.
Alright, before I was rudely interrupted by action taking place on the map, I did want to just talk about Ooga Booga. I think one of the things that's happening right now is that it's the main thing with the 90s random fights. Nebula are taking the fight to them, right? They don't want to wait around, they don't want to play slow, they don't want Ooga Booga getting an advantage in the round. They want to just put their foot down early, take the fights. If they win them, that's amazing. If they lose them, it's fine, because I would assume that they have a contingency plan even if they are down 5v4. Going on to this attacking half. They are going to be going for a quick A hit by the looks of things, as there is a potential 2-3 stack here. It does come out early to make a bit of pressure, but it does look like Minimize is going to be pursing up on this angle.
Oh, Gumma somehow just the master of escaping and jukes this game, jumping around, avoiding bullets, and Suave, another first pick for him again. I swear to God, Suave, he's been getting the first picks quite a few rounds in a row. Dragon operating for a change onto Panic. Nerox finally with the trade back, but 2 of his teammates are dead. Resurrection is available, but this could be huge from Gumma. He's holding on to the showstopper, gets 1 kill initially, Minimize, misses the shot. No jet dash to save him this time. He's gonna have to commit to it. Gumma so close, flanking around. 10 in the magazine. Here's footsteps. Is behind. Minimize. And he does get pinched in between 2 players. Nebula finally at a man disadvantage, but they have so much control of the map right now.
Angle is sick. Wait, that's a sick angle.
The wall as well.
Up, denying the tube push. It's gonna be looking for the lurk. We did see the. I don't even know what that ultimate's called. Suave could go huge here.
He does get one. The heal is out. Suave gets revealed. His teammate is going to sprint over to the B side. I try to get the spike planted, perhaps. 30 seconds left, and Suave, oh dear me, there's so much utility stacking all around him. Thankfully, the gravity well doesn't suck him in. Jesse with the flank, good for 1. Now it's down to 2v2. Suave, can he get another? Will go down to Myth. Jesse Hunter's Fury is available. He can stick the plants and ideally win this round. But however, the other two players on Ooga Booga, they have ultimates themselves, a Showstopper and Hunter's Fury. Jesse, this flank could be huge, but the timing, it's not working out. Oh, he's gonna play for the ultimate. Oh, one goes to Myth.
For free.
It's possible. Myth, the Showstopper. I mean, Gumma with the Showstopper, but he has to hit it dead on. Jesse has every advantage coming into this. No way.
What?
Oh
Wait,
no,
what's
no, Crash, not like this. Gumma, you stuck it all the way. Jesse tried to go for the fake, and that's just hilarious. Nebula, they lost their first round in this half due to, I don't know what to call that. You can't even call it stupidity. You can't even call it bad, maybe bad luck, I'll say.
Well, it doesn't matter if you pop the Hunter's Fury and you're not going to shoot afterwards. What's going to stop them from getting off the spike? Absolutely nothing. I wanted to give them a lot of credit because at the start, Swab actually took that recon dart at the start towards that boiler location to basically just make noise for Jesse so he could actually creep up into tube or into kitchen. So I thought that was a really smart play. I was going to give him a lot of credit. I think I might have to take a little bit of time there because we did see a bit of a questionable play come out. Regardless of that though, they're still up 5 rounds, so they're in a really good spot here. Nerox just wanted to swap to open it up there.
Nerox onto Suave, Gumma getting the second. Nebula, the down 2 players again. Minimize, looking to get a sharp shot into someone ideally. Oh, we'll get tagged down a little bit more. And now, the push has been halted. Nebula, they have to stand back and just wait. Let some utility come out before they even try to go any further. Gumma, the only player to get revealed as Nebula. They are going to have to fall back just a bit, regroup their senses. Oh, and try to go for yet another peek.
You know why he did that, by the way? So if you see on the flip side, okay, let's just watch this fight first.
Jesse, Sova versus Sova. Sova difference, Myth that does go down.
So
Please.
Rels wanted to jump up onto pipe set and he didn't want to make noise at the same time. So minimize what he did is he went for the updraft to sync up the time or the noise queue with Rels so he could get up there for free without making any noise. And then in their minds, they know right now they wouldn't have to check that pipe's angle. So they haven't heard someone jump up there or they haven't heard someone TP there. That was the play going into it. I like the idea. I mean, the execution's whatever, right? It happens.
But then Rels, he missed the jump.
Yeah, it looks like the hit is coming out to Aether.
Panic. Doesn't get the first kill. Trades back and forth. We'll pick up Jesse. Showstopper is out. Doesn't catch anything. Rolls already behind. Gumma picks up 2, and the spike can get planted. 1v1 now. Rolls, he could honestly figure out that the last player is on the flank. He may not realize, but this is deadly close. Noz and Rolls about to bump into each other. Rolls pull the knife out.
The timing.
Oh no. That's just brutal. That is brutal.
That's why you don't pull out your knife when you don't know where your opponent is. I mean, look, it happens to everyone. That's also another really close round. That's something else you need to consider. So even though that Ooga Booga has won 2 rounds in a row now, their economy, if we have a look at it right now, is still extremely poor. And on the flip side, on Nebula, their economy is still booming right now. They do have a couple more buys in them before it does become a bit of a problem. Regardless of that, they're going to be happy for the next couple rounds. Minimize is actually opting for I was gonna say a scout, but we're not playing Counter-Strike. A Marshall here. I'm not too sure what the idea behind that is. Panic is gonna be going for the knives. If Nebula do win this round, they're gonna be in an insane spot. They probably just get the next round free, considering the others are gonna be on those pistols. We'll see how it happens though, as it is gonna be Swab looking to fight Myth early potentially.
Suave, dodges the Eldrin slightly, but those footsteps are really loud. Nebula once again going for the signature B hits. Panic versus Suave. 1-on-1. Suave is going to have to duck out the angle. Oh, we'll get stunned. How was that stun even? I thought the utility was on top of the pipes. Nonetheless, the kills do swing in the favor of Ooga Booga. Yet another player of Nebula falls. Finally, Dragon with the trade back. 2-on-4. I don't like their odds. It's coming to this. Half the manpower of Ooga Booga. Gumma up high. We'll pick up Rolls. Dragon by himself. No ultimate. 1 leer, 1 heal or dismiss. Uses the utility. Position is exposed. Tags down Gumma, but from behind, Nerox delivers the finishing blow.
Oh, that's a much cleaner round. That's definitely basically best case scenario coming out from Ooga Booga. They managed to hold on to 4 of those guns, and they are going to be going into this next round with 5 rifles on the board. Minimize opting for half armor now, so this is where you basically will see that they are going to be looking to have their economy crumbled quite a bit more now. Nebula, they're still doing pretty well. They have some tools available. That res is still up there. So basically, once you have that resurrection available, if you want, you can have someone go, like, just completely send it and say it's fine. Do something stupid, we'll go res you, because it doesn't matter if you die. If you get a kill in the process, that's perfect, because we're going to equalize the numbers, or put the numbers into our favor regardless. Minimize, going to be solo lurking towards A with this operator here. I'm curious to see if he does manage to find a bit of a pick early on into the round.
Noz, I think the Owl drone will spot him out, but like I said earlier, Minimize, it's a risky position. Already plays in Nest. He didn't even see Panic actually flank behind him.
Oh, what is happening?
Oh, the barrel. Panic will catch Minimize at this rate, but unless Minimize is too sharp, does get the kill on the Panic regardless. 5 HP standing, but thankfully Suave is there with a quick heal, a band-aid to patch up the wounds. Nebula, man advantage early. Panic, already out for the count. No resurrection on the side.
There you go, by the way, I just want to point out, I think Panic had a Phantom. So there you go, guys. If you buy a Phantom and you fight someone at that range and you don't get the second bullet after the headshot, there you go. You're not actually going to be able to find the kill yet. That is a really sharp shot from Jesse.
And that's the Phantom versus Vandal argument. Jesse at that distance, 1 bullet ahead will finish the job. Myth, shooting the wrong target. Suave to finish the job. Even jump techs up high into the hut, and Gamma gets taken out. Nerox point blank neighbors in the trade positions. I can't believe this. Nerox will turn around, take down Suave. 1v4. Dragon shooting at him. Minimize about to shoot at him. Rolls sees him. Everyone's shooting at him now. Nerox, where do you run? Great shot initially to take down Rolls, but Dragon's already on the back lines. About to get the kill. Minimize misses, but Dragon does not. Overheal. Nebula up by 4.
Oh man, they just kissed in the dark cover. They don't even realize it as well. They basically just gave each other a kiss, or maybe headbutt, who knows. Regardless, that's finally another round coming out from Nebula. So they've managed to stop this momentum coming out through the side of Ooga Booga. And if we have a look at the economy, if Nebula win this round, the buy from Ooga Booga going into the final round of the first half is going to be absolutely awful. That's not the position that they want to be in there. I'm curious to see how they do approach this, how they have gone for the operator onto Panic. So he needs to have some insane impact this round. We haven't really seen him on that operator in this whole entire half. So I'm curious to see how he approaches this. It does look like he will be leaning towards A. So potentially the duel of operators will happen at the start. Never mind. Suave is just walking by himself and manages to get a kill because he gets the timing on the Gunma. So there you go. That's Valorant for you.
Well, Suave, he will get revealed by the Owl drone, tagged even. He's got to run out there. Great Sage will admit nothing he can really do. Busted open. He has a Spectre to play with. And Suave, he actually got wallbang through that wall. That's a first. Shock Dart not doing anything. Suave, remember, he does have the resurrection available. He can't really afford to die. But granted, Nebula, they have a 4-round buffer.
Go for the clip, Panic. I'm trying to get you the clip.
He won't get the clip because Nerox empties his clip onto Dragon's head. And looking for yet more kills, Nerox is point blank after use utility. And Panic is there finally to join him. And the patience from Suave scopes down the worst of times. Myth with the swing to take him out. Nebula, there are a player down. TP over to B. Jesse, joined by his teammate Rolls. Spike, gonna get planted over there. Minimize quickly to join them. Nerox as well, the ultimate, the resurrection to bring the numbers of Ooga Booga back to a healthy, steady 5. Minimize might have to go huge here for his team. Pick up a few kills ideally, because the retake is definitely underway. 1 onto Gamma. He knows perhaps there's a player under him. And Jesse tapping away at the worst of times. He's getting boxed in real soon. Nerox with the push. Will catch Minimize from behind. The patience, it doesn't pay off after all. Jesse good for 1. And a good reaction time. But however, the Guardian from Nas manages to finish him off. Whirls down by himself. 1v3. Oh no, but the defuse. Lost his stick it all the way.
Oh, no, he's just sticking it.
Whirls. Oh, buddy doesn't manage to get the kill. Goes down without getting a single kill in that round. Ooga Booga, they bring it within 3 for the first half.
Last round in the half.
Pulling it back. Even though they did give up quite a few rounds at the start, it's fine. They've got a bit of a recovery going through. 4 rounds is nothing to really joke about, considering the circumstances that they were put in. And that's basically that's what they needed, right? They needed to win that round. Their economy would have been completely in the drain otherwise. So, I mean, Panic. I'm pretty certain he got that wall bang. I didn't catch it though. I wanted him to get that clip so badly. I was praying that he'd get that. I missed the kill in the process. I was trying to farm you a clip, man. Regardless than that, there it is gonna be a 5 rifle, 4 rifles actually in an operator. That's a really cool combo. And the wall bang as well. No way.
Oh, poor Nerox. Panic was there to get retribution. Sees the shoulder and the clean headshot to minimize haircuts for free. Nebula, they do get the resurrection back on board, but Dragon onto Panic as well. Nebula, they've seriously turned things around. This round, it hasn't even been 30 seconds yet. Well, slightly over, but both teams trading blows back and forth. This is a slugfest, Crash.
There's just so much action, I don't even know what happened. I just know that Nerox got wallbanged. I'm assuming they heard that from like a bit of a audio cue. He didn't shift.
Oh,
my goodness, myth. completely decapitates Dragon. That's going to be a 3v3 retake situation. Regardless of this, so look at Jesse's position. He's going to be able to flank all three of them, and they have absolutely no idea. Let's go for the shots of the Gunma. Isn't going to be able to No way!
That's dirty from Gunma. The swing manages to catch it. Him at that distance, but Rolls, this is a perfect lineup. Picks up two, one more onto Noz. Noz comes out on top. Ooga Booga. Oh my god, this is actually a pretty good end to the first half. 5-7 scoreline going into the second. That's definitely comeback material. And Ooga Booga, they may actually have saved themselves yet. Nebula, not out of the woods.
One of my old tweets, right? From one of my random tweets. I retweeted this as well. It basically states, I will capture everything in the game, including whiffs. So if you're gonna be whiffing in one of my games, stream will see it. That's unfortunate to see coming out from Jesse here, but you know, it happens to the best of us, right? I'm just gonna say right now, if he gets that kill, the round's probably secured by default purely because of his position alone and that kill on top of it. Regardless of that, though, I mean, 7-5, it's still really good. I want to see how they pilot this Astra on attack, because I feel like that's where you can potentially get a good amount of value. If you know the positions of the opponents, you can basically just use a bunch of utility to flush them out. You got the little spinny thing. All right, hold up. You know what? We're going to go back to Astra here. I'm going to hold F1. There we go. Gravity Well's the little spinny thing, your Nova Pulse and your stun. You can use those pieces of utility to flush them out of certain positions that they would normally be able to hide in. This is already an extremely aggressive push coming out early. Minimize with the tag. Might be able to find one though, but never mind. Jesse's pushing by himself, and we're seeing. Oh no, Minimize, please.
Minimize. W whipping these shots right now. He sees two players, and he's getting engaged by a third. He's missing every single shot. Damage is done, but now Gamma is there to join the fray. Minimize does get one kills a myth at long distance. Dashes away to safety even. He's just aware. Noz is right behind him, and Minimize. How's he surviving? Getting that second kill. Nerox finally ends his aggressive streak. Nebula, they have lost a player. Man down, but Suave equalizes things. Nerox and Noz, the two ends next to each other. Nerox wins the duel against Suave. Stage difference. Rolls on the flank, and the spike will get planted. But Rolls, 70 HP, no paranoia to work with, and a frenzy at range. This definitely won't favor him unless a miracle is here to save his hide. Oh, Nerox and Noz as well. They've changed positions, going all the way up high to the little heaven area. Rolls has no idea. Oh,
I think they just auto win.
Oh, they do indeed. Nerox sees Rolls before Rolls can see him, and from the back and from behind, Ooga Booga, they bring it within one. This basically guarantees a tie game.
Yeah, I mean that round from that point onwards in that 2v1 coastline is basically unwinnable, right? It's the circumstances that you need to be able to win that round is just. It's so unreasonable. You have to go through so much extra effort to win that round. He's got a frenzy. He doesn't have a paranoia. He can't really bait out the spike tap because he's just gonna get gravity welled and just completely send him off it. Right? There's absolutely nothing you can do in that situation. That opening of that round was very strange. Jesse was just pushing by himself. He had absolutely no one to back him up. He had to assume that Minimize was going to take all the aggression for him. But we are seeing 3 scout buys or marshal buys coming out from the side of Nebula, which is really, I'd say not super common though. 1 or 2 on this map makes a lot more sense. But 3 is definitely pushing it a little bit. You can get an insane amount of value out of them, provided you hit those targets. I'm curious to see if that will happen in the end.
Oh, Worlds. First shot will miss Nerox, and Panic is thirsty to get some kills and flies right over to the head of another player. Gets tagged down so low, but however, is everyone missing their shots? Dragon will finally finish him off. Noz on the trade back. Nerox has the Phantom. Now this player could be the one to win the round for his team. He's holding a long distance angle, and these marshals with the sheriff that's going up aggressive. But they have to land headshots. Oh no, and Nerox will pick up Dragon after all. Too many players on the one smoke cleared. Nerox for 2. The Phantom coming in huge now for his team. And the Vandal and Gamma as well. 2 bound marshals versus rifles. Jesse now by himself. 1 on 4. Nerox tapping away. Picks up all 4 kills. And charges up their resurrection to maximum.
Yeah, that's something that we need to consider now. Resurrection's already available. This is going to be the bonus round coming out from the side of Ooga Booga. Or general circumstances would be just a couple of random whatever weapons, and then you've got your Phantom on the side of Nerox. And all he'd be trying to do in this round is charge his ultimate. The fact that he got a 4k in that round alongside the 3k in the pistol round is going to confirm the ultimate, which can completely turn the tide of this round. If Nebula gets an opening pick, he can completely invalidate that. So that's the basically going to be a very key ultimate coming out into this round. If not the only ultimate. So That alone can completely turn this round on its head and completely shift the momentum in favor of Ooga Booga for the start of this half, or I guess continuing the momentum that's already been established.
Oh, minimize the aggression, picks up one, even spots at the head of Gumma. The trading positions, minimize for two. Ball balls to the body with the front of Vandal will finish the job. Nollis finally gets one back. Numbers are even. And the resurrection that you mentioned earlier is already underway. Panic, he's back into the fray. Needs to get 2 kills, though, to have the Blade Storms. It doesn't matter. Suave picks up the kill ASAP. Nerox on the trade back. Still even numbers, 3 on 3. Minimize, holding the angle. Noz. Wow, it's blow for blow. Time and time again, Dragon finally gives his team the man advantage, and Myth takes it back. Rolls versus Myth, 1-on-1. Spike not in Myth's hands. He sees the barrel rolls as well, and the swing from Rolls walks round to Myth's crosshair. He clicks, he doesn't flick. Job done.
Well, being the barrel there, basically. I mean, Myth just knew he needed to put his crosshair there. He's going to be winning the round in the end. Good thing about this round is that for the side of Nebula, they probably have a couple of tools to work with. They can probably wait, Dragon has just gone straight for the Guardian. I'm curious to see if the rest of the team goes for it. Minimize does have knives. So look, I don't think they should buy here, but they can buy. They are opting for the buy. This is interesting. Nerox also doesn't have armor. Nerox.
A half buy, maybe.
Oh no, Nerox didn't buy armor.
Happens to the best of us, I guess. Minimize to get spotted out. Dragon for 1. The Guardian is gone now, but the damage is done. They're on an eco buy, already getting 1 kill initially to start things off. I think that's pretty good. And what's more, it forces the players on Ooga Booga to fall back off of the A site because it's a full stack coming out from Nebula right now. Rolls, first player on rotation. He can't quite get the lineup of the TP, and Ooga Booga, they just swarm onto the B side. Panic leading the way. 1 kill away from having the Blade Storms. Not that he really needs it right now. Rolls on a high angle. Oh, that distance to land the headshot to Panic as well. Great job. The man advantage going away of Nebula. They have worse guns, sure, but they have a 1-man advantage. And don't forget, minimize, the Blade Storms are already deployed. Ooga Booga. 2 players, ideally watching the flank. Minimize, it's all on his shoulders now to get this initial opening frag. Spots out Noz, 1 blade is gone, and juking around, trying to get another Noz with the wall bang, finishes the job, rolls on the trade back, and suddenly the tides are turned. Suave, he makes it a 1v1, Guardian versus Noz on the Phantom.
Storm peek, Nerox. Storm peek,
No
and the round's
wall,
over.
no wall. Oh, Nerox, he won't heed your advice, Crash. Does go for the peak with the Phantom. The faster fire rate wins out at the end of the day. However, it took him with the 1 shot of death. Ooga Booga, 2-round lead now, 9-7.
Mainly before the fact that he completely repositioned. That's when I didn't want him to jump, because otherwise it's completely awkward. Because you can basically just turn around from there. It's good that he repositioned, got onto the high ground, the Guardian. You basically need to flick and get a headshot from that point onwards, because it's a really uncomfortable angle to aim from. Especially if you're a CS player, we don't know how to aim up. That's a bit of a thing that we don't know how to do as opposed to other video games. So that's definitely a bit of an advantage you have there if you do come from another video game. Aside of that though, full buys coming out from both teams. So I'm curious to see how this round does play out. The Resurrection from the Shadows and the Empress is available by the Nebula. Dragon has a bunch of thermal potentially. If he does manage to find his frag though, it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Panic, opening it up for Ooga Booga.
The ultimates do favor Ooga Booga as well. You've done this Fury for post-plant, minimize to even things up. Jet difference, looking for a second, but Noz with the swing and Swab with the trade. It's still 3-on-3. It never ends. Slugfest, I'm telling you right now. And Jesse spots out the hat of Gumma and takes his head clean off of it. Ooga Booga, it's all down to Noz. He does have the Cosmic Divide. And Suave with the Resurrection as well. The Paranoia was perfect. No trades coming through. The wall banger onto Nerox. Noz by himself now goes for the reload. 1v3. He says he has to go huge for his team. So much utility, but 1 initial kill. And there you go. The CSGO player can't aim up. Can't quite catch minimize. Nebula, the 1 round behind.
With the eager, that's really good, especially if you're on the side of Ooga Booga. You can be fine with that round. I mean, I'm just gonna say right now, I do preach a lot about good ultimate usage and just basically cycling out your ults. Nerox had his ultimate, or the Resurrection, on round 3. It's been 3 rounds after that round was played, and he had his ultimate again. This is his 2nd Resurrection, and we're not even halfway through the 2nd half. So this is what I mean when I say your ultimates don't have to be perfect. If you cycle them off, it means you get to use them more in a game. This is the 2nd Resurrection we're already going to be seeing coming out from Nerox. It's absolutely huge to think about in the grand scheme of things. Maybe the old coming out originally might not have been perfect, but it's fine, because he's going to have another one to use later on in the game.
Yep, Nerox, I think it was round 2 with the Spectre 4K. That helps a lot.
Yep.
Oh, Cosmic Divide already being used to split the B site as a alternative to a snowman smoke. Panic with the Astro Util. I thought it was gonna be a suck. Oh, Dragon is the better player after all. Dismisses out of there as well. He's vulnerable. He doesn't even matter. Empress has been deployed. This could be a huge win condition for his team. Misses the shots though. I think Noz was blinded, and that's just disastrous for Dragon. Noz onto the kill. 4-on-4. Slugfest time and time again. Had to sound like a broken record, but it is what it is. Minimize on the flank. 3 kills going his way. Rolls to clean up. Nebula to even things out.
What an insane lurk, or I guess flank from Minimize in the lineup as well. 3 really quick kills that sealed the round from that point onwards. You saw before Nerox dancing, holding his hands out. I don't know, probably channeling some spell to get the resurrection off. He wanted to go for it though, but as soon as Suave peeked his head out, started shooting at him, he just knew he couldn't go for it though. So he's gonna have that resurrection going into this round. I'm curious if he does want to use it. They're half by coming out from Ooga Booga. Alongside that, the game is tied up, and we're not seeing an operator come out from Nebula yet. So I'd like to assume if they lose this round, or even if they have a couple of members go down, they might opt for an operator just because they want to try to get some more firepower on their squad to potentially snowball their lead even harder, providing they do win this round though.
Oh, Gamma already aggressing. That's a really high angle. The 1-for-1 trade. Minimize got to do some damage for his team. Gamma actually catches a second before he dies. Royals has a huge TP. Things could have gone desperately wrong, but things do go oh so right. Onto Nods, onto Myth, and his last player, Nerox, by himself. Here's a resurrection. No magic hands this time. Royals from behind. That's a ballsy TP. It worked out in his favor, though. Triple kill. Nebula, they take back their lead.
So apparently Royals is the Flex, what's his name? Flex Ninja? Is that the guy? The Ermin guy?
Flex
Ermin
Ninja?
content
Yeah.
creator from, yeah. Apparently that's the OC version of that. 2 really nice TPs, and he got kills off of them. Nerox had no idea he was behind him, and boom, he just pops out of nowhere, takes his head cleanly off. 3k for him in the end. Dragon hasn't bought a gun yet. I'm potentially assuming they're just gonna get him the rifle. Okay, so there's not gonna be an operator coming out from the side of Nebula. I guess they're quite happy with the way that they're playing, where they don't think they need to opt for an operator just yet. It might be something that they want to do going forward, just because they want to be able to get that random luck factor, or that random surprise chance. Dragon's already worked his way down mid there.
Oh, but that's just crazy from Noz. Noz, I don't know how he saw this coming, just sitting in the spawn the whole time, waiting for aggression from Nebula. Swab again, shoulder that will get exposed. Oh, Suave takes Noz's head off now. Retribution for his dead teammate, Minimize. Still 4-on-4. And the site yet to be taken. Spike is still left outside attacker spawn. Oh, Suave goes huge as well, getting yet another kill. And Nebula, they are a man up, and that's just disastrous. Oh, Minimize with the backdash as well. Gamma, the ultimate's gone. He himself one shot away from death. Jesse to finish off. And it's all down to Myth. And then there was one.
What do you really do here, though? I have no idea what you do here if you Myth. You have ultimate, so you have a potential win con there. Well, there you go. He's just gonna get his head completely ripped off by Rails in the follow-up bullet as well. There you go. Phantom Fire Rate. Generally don't get the headshot in the end, but it doesn't matter because you get that initial dink and it's completely over. 9-11. Favor of Nebula. This is really good for them. There you go. There's the operator that I was talking about before. They had a couple of members go down. Their economy is in such a good spot where they can afford to go for that operator and not really lose much from it. The only issue now is if they do drop this round, there's a world where that operator gets retrieved for the side of Ooga Booga. Then Panic basically just has an insanely powerful weapon to work with that you're giving to him when you had to invest the $5,000. I would assume that they don't really lose this round. They should have it pretty comfortably if they just play properly and take the fights at long range. Really interesting, I didn't even know that. The smirk. I'm just gonna call it a smirk from Astra for the time, but you know what? No, we're gonna look it up. I don't know. Nebula. It's called a Nebula. Alright, that's interesting. There you go. Nebula's getting Nebula off. I don't know.
Oh, Royals ordered the ninja jump, flex ninja attack. Nerox gets taken out, and Jesse, the Hunter's Fury, onto Gamma. Swab still juking around, picking up heads for left, right, and center. All the players of Nebula chiming in one at a time. Finally, Swab gets a little bit greedy. Whoa, walking to crosshairs on Myth, and Myth, he's so paranoid. Where is Rolls? Did Rolls TP behind me? Nods with the Nebula to deny vision and let Myth rotate out. And Nebula, they're methodically clearing all of B, and they're probably realizing that the last 2 players of Ooga Booga have rotated off now. Not running, actually, they're just holding their ground. Noah's meditating in the corner while Myth holding the angles. Oh, that's a pretty good Nebula as well towards mid. It may make Nebula think they are rotating over towards the A side, and when in reality they're not. Myth and Noz still committing to this B push, but however you have Dragon with an operator at a pretty good angle. Misses a shot though, that's just brutal. Noz with the headshot from the Sheriff. Rolls on top still. He's gonna leap on the players. 360 and gets a kill into Myth. Surprise! Match point for Nebula.
Okay, something I need to know is, so if Astra's smoke is called a Nebula, does that mean Nebula just got? Wait, how does that work? Am I like the hamsters in my brain like spinning the wrong way and it's making me like think backwards, or what's going on there?
Nebula.
Is that what you call it?
I'll tell
Nebula
you what. I'll tell you what just. Sure, I guess, but I'll tell you what just happened. Nebula just smoked Ooga Booga, and they are about to deliver the fishing boat. Oh man, the puns are aplenty tonight, aren't they?
Okay, I had to go for it. It's called a Nebula. Like, there's absolutely no way I'm not. Oh my god, what is that?
That's huge from Nebula. Dragon, personal engagement, will get a kill and dismisses it out of there. Jesse onto one, minimize for another. Not a single trade from Ooga Booga. And this, oh, I don't know about the Cosmic Divide. It may actually work in Nebula's favor. Suave had to push through. Noz, he does get spotted. Suave with a clean 2-tab. We'll finish up Ooga Booga. 13-9. That's just insane. Nebula, they're showing up today. This is ridiculous.
That was insane. That's a really nice way to finish it off. Just a random aggressive push. That was a really cool wall as well. They wanted to take that high ground. They wanted to take the fight to Ooga Booga. That's a really nice set play we just saw out to close that game out. And then Suave just peeking through whatever the wall.
Cosmic Divide.
Astra's abilities. The Cosmic Divide, is it? Alright, just runs through that. He's like, you know what, we got the numbers advantage. I'm just gonna push this. And boom, 2 really nice clean 1-taps coming out from him to close out that game. I mean, I'm quite impressed with Nebula there. They managed to get a really nice lead early and not really, I guess, drop it to pressure. They knew that they always had a solid, I guess, plan going into this. And even though Ooga Booga did make a bit of a comeback in that first half, they did win that second piss round. Just doesn't matter because the composure from Nebula was enough to get them over the line in the end with the 13-9 scoreline.
Well, 13-9, it's a fantastic scoreline, but Crash, yep, please. Yep.
Shoutouts, Pokemon 199635 in chat. There you guys go. If you want to become famous, look, I don't want to cut you off there, but I mean, that's a pretty good deal if I've ever seen one. That's all I gotta say.
Well, problem is you actually know how much it costs. It may cost your soul or more.
Oh,
now,
shit, maybe. It might cost your Twitch account as well.
Okay, please, not that. The thing I want to say, actually, Nebula, we actually watched one of the games recently, and well, first off, they played amazingly with a very unorthodox setup of sorts on Bind, and things just absolutely flowed their way. This, however, on Icebox, I would say the composition was much more, I wouldn't say meta, but much more comfortable. And every single team, as soon as they see this, like, oh yeah, okay, that's a pretty standard pick for Icebox. And yet, all the players absolutely just turned on. Huge plays from everyone. Everyone was sharp. Everyone was awake tonight. And Ooga Booga. Now, don't want to be stepping on anyone's shoes, but the top 2 players usually, especially on the Sense, the map that gets played the most in events over time, Gamma and Panic, not stepping up huge tonight.
Look, it's hard to be super consistent in a game like Valorant where there's so many variables coming through. It's good to see that like other members of Ooga Booga are starting to get those high frags as well, but at the end of the day, if you're a team that's completely relying on 2 individuals to step up every single game, that's one thing that's not going to be able to get you over the line consistently. You need to find other ways to be able to do that instead of relying on 1 or 2 individual players. It's kind of like one of those things where it was like the old, we can use it as a potential reference over towards Cloud9 when it was also known as that Tens and Friends type squad, where it was really one of those things where Tens is the one who needs to show up every single game, and the rest of the team basically just supports him. The time, or as soon as Tens doesn't really show up, it's time for the others to step up, and if they can't do that, they kind of crumble. It might be a similar situation to Ooga Booga. It could have just been an off day as well. I don't want to completely discredit them. It's the best at one as well, so there are a lot of things that can happen, considering we only do see one map. Regardless of that, though, I still think it was a pretty interesting game to come out. There were a lot of really creative ideas that we did see from that team. I'm still quite a bit of a fan of that late wall coming out from Suave, pushing towards A or belt there. Little things like that, those are the things that are really creative and more teams need to start doing. Finding those little random, I don't even want to call them cheese, just those little strats that you can implement into your game plan. Just an aggressive push like that completely caught them off guard, and they got 3 kills super early. Like, it's just those tiny little plays that can completely carry you over the line, and it's something I do want to see more teams doing.
Well, we'll have to come back to that thought in a bit because actually I do have Worlds here for an interview. I'll join the call first and drag you in, Crash. Well, hello, Worlds, the nominated interviewee for today from Nebula. How you doing?
I'm going well.
Well, first off, man, congratulations. 13-9. I wouldn't say it's the most convincing scoreline, but everyone on Nebula were playing so well tonight. Especially you in the second half. The crazy TP3K, and then what was that on the A site? You just like jumped onto the enemies for 360 to finish off Myth. Beautiful stuff.
I mean, yeah, we're just having a good time, you know? Not much else to say.
On a day's work, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Funnily enough, I know this was touched on in the post or the pre-game chat. One thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that you guys actually have to verse Ooga Booga yet again going into the VRT qualifiers. I know it's a little bit off topic from ERT though. I just want to know, was there anything in this game that you did differently purely because of that? Just because you know that you are going to be versing them on this coming Thursday. It's potentially a world where you just wanted to play a little different or just do something that would throw them off.
Yeah, it was pretty unlucky that we had to verse him in VRT, or we're going to. But like Mini called it, bro. Like, let's just run the NA, or let's just run an NA comp, you know? Yeah, there we are.
There you go.
Somehow works.
Put you over the line in the end.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, Worlds, I wouldn't usually ask you this, but one MVP for Nebula coming into this game, who was it? You can tell yourself.
Like, it could be me.
Uh-huh.
I would say it's either myself or Mini, because our calls are like insane, bro.
Oh, you two are calling in game for Nebula.
I wouldn't say that, but like some of the calls I made, kind of like got to, you know.
Such as which round?
Oh no,
Just leak real quick. Real quick.
There's a few rounds, but we have a code called Charizard. We're not gonna leak anything of that, but
Oh man.
we say just Charizard and
Charizard in. There you go. Charizarding it in is probably going to be the new sending it, at least in Nebula camp.
Whoa, it could be many other things, you know.
It's true, but it does sound like a bit of an aggressive play. Outside of that, though, I want to know right now. Okay, this is a slight little play. I want to know if this was intentional or not, because if this is intentional, I'm gonna be so proud of you guys. You wanted to jump up onto pipes at one point, and I saw minimize updraft. Was that literally just done because you wanted to cancel out the sound?
Oh, what round was this?
I don't know what round it was. You just jumped on the pipe. You just jumped on the pipes, and then out of nowhere, minimize just updrafts, like in the middle of nowhere when you're trying to jump that. And I was about to say, if that's purely because you want to be canceling out that noise, so they don't know you're up on pipes, I'm like, wow, okay. This is an interesting team you got over here. I would assume that's the case, though.
No, it's pretty intentionally.
Yeah, I'd like to assume that's the case. Okay, good to at least confirm that, and it wasn't just some random minimized updraft. Okay, that just makes me very optimistic for you guys then.
Well, Crash, I think maybe initially you were thinking a little bit too far into that play, but nonetheless,
maybe.
Worlds, man, congratulations.
It's little details.
Yeah, it's little details that absolutely do change a game in your favor. Worlds, once again, congratulations, 13-9. Icebox looking very strong for Nebula. Granted, it is against Ooga Booga, and I wouldn't really put anything against them, but, you know, some of the players perhaps not as comfortable on the Icebox. But, straight up, this Thursday, coming to the official Oceania Tour game versus them, I do hope that we get to see more Icebox or perhaps a different lineup. I understand that you guys have been rehearsing some crazy strats with a plethora of different agents, and this lineup tonight's looking really vanilla, I have to say. So you don't have to spoil anything, but just, you know, give us a nod.
I mean, you said all that, dude. We're just you know, try not to leak anything for the upcoming game. We hope to destroy them.
All right. You heard it here first. Worlds, the representative, says we hope to destroy Ooga Booga in the Oceania Tour match. Once again, man, thank you for coming, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Well, Crash, they heard it from Worlds, the nominated interviewee of Nebula. That was, he gave us his thoughts. It was basic, and he didn't reveal too much, I'll be honest. Probably holding a few secrets for their actual official game.
I mean, that's probably going to be the case. You don't want to really reveal anything on stream that can be used against them. I highly doubt the comp they played today was the one they're going to be normally using on Icebox, though. If I'm being completely honest, they did say they're playing a bit more of an NA Send It style, or just a bit more of an NA comp. So, no idea what it's going to be in the end, though, but I'm really optimistic. This is a pretty young roster as well. Or it's also like a lot of young players in this Nebula roster with a lot of bright futures ahead if they keep at it. So I'm very excited to see how they do start to develop coming into these next sort of tournaments. They didn't really get a chance to shine too much in the previous VOT, so it could be a bit of a new face coming into this Nebula roster, going into VOT Stage 2, and also going into the rest of this EOT League, or the Journeyman League, as it is called.
Well, Crash, thanks for the summary. And honestly, right now, Nebula with the new pickups and new faces on their roster, things are actually starting to pick up, in my opinion. Once again, guys, that will be all from us tonight. You can give me a follow on my Twitter at DigitalQF, or follow my Twitch account right here for more content that I will stream in the future. Of course, this is a Events Overtime Journeyman League game, so follow their Twitter at Events Overtime. You'll see all the announcements of when the next games are being streamed, and of course, the bracket as well. Don't forget the lovely cameraman and my co-caster tonight, CrashOBS. And Crash, any last words from you?
I got nothing. Just Charizard it, you know?
Just Charizard it. And that's your lesson for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time.